People always said I was lucky. Lucky to have a husband who handled everything. Lucky to stay home. Lucky to live quietly. They didn't know quiet was how I survived. On the night I found out my husband was cheating, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't confront him. I wrote it down. Because when a man believes his wife is invisible, he never checks who's watching. I learned his affair wasn't a mistake. It was a system. And I had been documenting every piece of it for 3 years. What he didn't know was that silence had never meant ignorance. It meant ration. And the night he planned to leave me was the night I finally spoke. I wasn't always quiet. I used to argue, explain, ask questions. But every concern I raised became drama. Every boundary became disrespect. So I adapted. I stopped reacting. That's when he relaxed. He liked me best when I listened and nodded. When I stayed home. When I let him talk. He didn't realize that listening was how I learned his patterns. The late meetings. The sudden gym obsession. The phone always face down. I bought a notebook and labeled it recipes. Page 1 wasn't a recipe. It was a date. The date I realized I no longer trusted my own marriage. At first I thought it would stop. It didn't. The same woman. The same lies. The same excuses delivered with a smile meant for someone else. I wrote everything down. Times. Locations. Words spoken when he thought I wasn't paying attention. I saved receipts. Screenshots. Audio recordings from the car he forgot was synced to my phone. Every night I sat at the kitchen table after he slept, organizing his betrayals like evidence in a trial. As in a way he was. And I was the only one who knew a verdict was coming. Something strange happens when you stop confronting betrayal. You stop begging for honesty. You start observing behavior. I watched how generous he was with her. And how careful he was with me. I watched him rewrite our story to his friends. She doesn't need much. She's simple. She wouldn't survive on her own. He mistook my calm for dependence. He never noticed when I opened a separate account. Or when I consulted a lawyer under a different name. He thought control was loud. He was raw. Control is silent, and it was no longer his. By year 3 he stopped hiding. He took calls in front of me. Left messages unread. Forgot excuses. He even complained about me, to her, while sitting beside me. She's predictable, he said once. She won't leave. That night I updated my list. House deed. Joint assets. Retirement funds. I wasn't planning revenge. I was planning freedom. And freedom requires timing. He chose a Friday. Sat across from me at dinner, confident. I'm not happy anymore, he said gently. I think we've grown apart. I let him speak. He talked about space. About rediscovering himself. About fairness. Then he paused. You'll be okay, right? I smiled. And slid the notebook across the table. He didn't recognize it until he opened it. His face changed page by page. Dates. Times. Names. Photos printed and labeled. Transcripts highlighted. Audio timestamps. The room went silent. You've been spying on me? No, I said calmly. I've been listening. He tried to explain. Then threaten. Then apologize. Each phase lasted exactly as long as I predict. Because I'd already seen this version of him in writing. He didn't know the notebook had copies. He didn't know his company had morality clauses. He didn't know the woman he trusted had also been lying to him. By Monday everything collapsed. Not because I exposed him publicly. Because I told the truth, privately, to the right people. I didn't raise my voice. I raised documentation. And the system he built destroyed him. When I left, I took only what was mine. No speeches. No scenes. He watched from the doorway, finally unsure. I wasn't angry. I was finished. Silence hadn't been my weakness. It had been my shield. No, it was my exit. People ask why I stayed so long. I didn't stay. I prepared. Because when someone underestimates you long enough, they build your escape for you. And the quiet woman they never feared? He was always the most dangerous one in the room.